we'll always have our memories. We'll always have each other, Dave. So another thing too, like keep your relationships close, right? Because think of like as you branch out, as you move on, all of you have a common bond. Lake Erie, your experiences here, the culture here, right? Traditions here, but also the things you talked about in this class. So it, never in my wildest dreams did I think that, oh, hey, Dave, 10, 15 years from, after college, we'll be doing videos together and all that fun stuff. So just, that kind of ties in my social capital. So we good? We're good? All right, sorry. Everybody give it for Dave. Man. All right, Hunter, what's your question, man? What do you wish you understood about life or career or school, or what does it all mean, bro?
Well, I guess accounting, honestly, kind of struggle on that aspect.
What's that?
Accounting.
Accounting?
Yeah, like how to do that stuff. Yeah.
How to do that? Okay. So here's something like in the business world you gotta get really good at is like huge disclosure. Well, I call it like the foot and mouth disclosure is like, I'm not an accountant, not a CPA, but if you need tax, some tax situation, you kind of like do that. But do you know anyone in this room who is getting an accounting major who could support you there?
Yeah, like it.
Okay, I think there were two, weren't there? Am I losing my mind? I can't read my own handwriting. Yeah, Evelyn and Micah. Okay. Evelyn and Micah, would you be so kind as to help Hunter as to what the heck is all this accounting stuff about? And then what's cool, right, is that the two of them are going to have two different ways of explaining the same thing. And so sometimes, if you ever you've heard the same thing, but it's just from a different person, you're like, now I get it, right? So Mike and Evelyn, don't beat yourself up. If you're like, for whatever reason, like Hunter's not getting it, but like you might think of like, you know what? I know so-and-so is usually really good at like breaking this down, right? And one thing that you can always ask people, if you're trying to get if you're truly trying to understand something that you truly don't know, which with me is like almost everything, is you have to get comfortable saying, talk to me like I'm in kindergarten. Break it down as though I am a kindergartner. I don't know anything about accounting. Teach me, right? And because what that's going to do, so with your accounting background, how many accounting classes have you taken?
I'm in my second one right now.
Second one? Have you guys taken accounting classes at all? Okay. So you kind of have a general gist of the lingo. But the deeper you get into your major, the deeper you get into your industry, your career, your business, what happens is you start talking like the industry. You start throwing out accounting language that it's like, dude, regular humans don't talk like that. Like cash flow analysis, right? It's about the balance sheet, all right? It's all about the balance sheet and then the cash flow analysis and then, profit loss and then we gotta, figure out the ratios and blah, 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 right? So that's where you can say, hey, just give it to me like a human would, right? Break it down like we're just starting in kindergarten. So is that helping? Is this making sense? And this is anything, all right? And magically what's gonna happen is not only will you understand what that person is telling you, that person is gonna actually be put in the position to succeed to teach you because now they're forced to take a step back and be like, how did I learn this? Or like, how would I explain this to a kindergartner? Because if you can't, and I can't remember where the quote comes from, if you can't explain it to a kindergartner, you're not the expert, right? If you can't break it down, it doesn't matter how fancy you can talk. Just because you talk fancy doesn't mean you know it, all right? So, cool. Dude, we solved your world problem. You excited?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, so, all right, Renell, what about you, sir?
What's the question?
Number one question about whether it's life, school, business, career. Okay. Close like a real plan, like for life and career kind of thing. Okay. Cool. Boy, some idiot messed up for a decade and wrote a book about it. So reach out to me, I'll get you a copy of my book. We'll chat through it. But like I suck at reading, and it takes me about an hour to read. So it's not meant to be like a textbook. It's just meant to be like, here's what I messed up, here's what I learned, and there's like at the end there's like a top 3, like what would Rennell do to take this information and apply it to his life immediately, right? Just so it's like football. It's like I'm trying to give you the ball, and then you just run with it. Okay. So now, is there anybody in here that feels that they are very organized or feel like they got a good handle on their plan for life beyond college? Okay. Is it normal to feel that way? I was never been so lost in my life. I was never clinically diagnosed as depressed, but like I felt worthless. Like, I got double major, double minor, graduate with honors, got this honor, got this, captain of the track team, blah, 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 blah. And now I'm living in my mom's basement, about to move into my grandma's basement. So I'm the basement dweller with $18 in checking, and I got $50,000 in student loan debt because I had to red shirt for track because I'm kind of fast at a school that doesn't have a track. So I wasn't really going anywhere, but this is normal. So it all starts with a plan. That was my grandpa. So when he was alive, that's all the time he said, just it all starts with a plan. And the whole purpose of a plan, right, is just to have direction. So think of like for football, talking about the work that nobody sees. How much work, what position are you? DB. So, okay. Dude, talk about tons of work. And no matter how great you are in defense, you don't get like the glory, you don't get the parade and the whole, like the whole pep rally around you, but like, you watch Coach Prime at all? Dude, it's so good. Just watch Coach Prime. Just forget everything I say. Go, I think it's on Amazon. Just go watch Coach Prime. It's fantastic stuff. Really, anything he does is just fantastic. But you got a plan for the game. Have you ever gone into a game and be like, oh man, they're running plays that we didn't plan for, or for whatever reason the plan just blew up? Has that happened more than once? It happened probably in middle school, high school, college. So what I learned, talking about it all starts with a plan, especially after writing that book, got more life under my belt, is like what I tell people that we work with, I just tell people in general, is like, you build the picture perfect plan for your life, for your business, your career, whatever it is, so that 24 hours from now, something can happen and it just blows up in your face. So our plan's supposed to change, right? So I talk about it in the book, my vision was, I wanted to work every hour, every second, every day for 10 years. That was like my vow to myself in grandma's basement. If the business I build sucks, it's gonna suck. If the business I build is great, it's great. It's anywhere in between, but it was like I was not going to rest at all until I hit that 10-year mark. So what happened was, in year 7, I got married. And very soon after that, I'm leaving the house, and my wife is like, hey, we need to talk. I feel disconnected. Now, my man brain, like I said, I don't know what that means, like plug us back in, I had to like really dig deep into why is this a problem for me? Like, why am I so mad that she wants to spend more time with me? That's a good thing, right? So, but I had made a vow, I made a plan. And yeah, I wanted to get married, have kids, but I couldn't control that as to when it was gonna happen. But what I kept saying in my own mind was like, I'm so close. So have there been times in your life where you look back and maybe you, and I hope the answer is no, but this wasn't the only time where it's like, I had committed to something so deeply that I couldn't see the obvious answer was to adapt and change in that moment. I was just stuck. Have you ever been stuck on something and you look back like that was the wrong thing to do? So, make the plan, but understand that it's supposed to be this. We plan best case scenario, we plan worst case scenario. Life just goes in between, back and forth, right? Cool. Have I ranted enough about that? Is that cool? So, it definitely was chat in. How are we doing on time? What time is it? I turned all my stuff off. 11:37. We're over at noon. What time are we over? All right. Whew, no pressure. Okay, cool. All right. We'll get into this. All right. Micah.
Probably the how to make my money work for me.
Okay. Awesome. And we can go into more detail kind of after this, but does anybody in here feel like they have, and there's no shame in yes or no, or anybody feel here like they've been told, hey, you're good with your money, or you're more of a saver than a spender? Is that anybody?
I don't think nobody really said that to me. I really probably haven't given nobody a reason to say that to me.
Okay. Would you consider yourself so if I gave you $100, is your first instinct to go spend it or to save it, or kind of do both?
Right in the middle of both.
Do both? Okay.
I need this, need that. All right, I'm good now.
Okay.
So I'd be like, all right.
Okay. So Renell, anybody else kind of in that more the saver camp?
I'm the more saving, but I just want to know to do with it once I can get it.
Got it. Okay. That's another cool thing about school, right? Like, get good grades, go to college. Get good grades in college so you can get a good job so you can make good money. Cool. Then what? I don't know, right? So just kind of, we can circle back more on that. And then Evelyn was shaking her head as well. So chat with them and say all right. And is money a very, very personal thing? Is it something that you're not supposed to talk about? I think your generation's doing a better job talking about it. I know for me, especially when I first started in business, I'm you could. How much money do you have? It's what I do. I got to know this stuff, right? To help people. But I'm you don't have to tell me. Yes, you do. But just kind of being scared to talk about it. So I guess you feel your generation's doing a better job talking about money? Okay. So just think of it's not about what you make. It's what you keep, right? And then it's what you keep. How do you not lose it? And how do you do the right thing? So we can get more specific. Just see me after. If that's cool. But what's nice, again, what I'm trying to show you, social capital. All the money you're ever going to need to make is in this room. Money doesn't make itself. People make money, right? And then these two start a business. They're going to need accountants. They're going to need marketing, right? They're going to need business admin support, right? And if you're going into the sports industry, we need a sports study expert, right? And especially sports studies, it's a lot of business management, right? So just think of whether you have a business or not, you need people who can sell things, make things, create things, operate things. Does that make sense? You need people, right? You're never going to be great. I'm here to tell you are amazing on your own, but you could take it to a whole nother level with other people, okay? Cool. You guys get me all excited. My mouth's really dry, dude. Can you tell? It's hey guys. Sorry, falling apart at the seams here. All right, let's go. Carson. Life's question.
I mean, I guess it would have to be business related. Running a business, I feel like, without actually doing it, you don't know how to do it. So if we just wave one, like you said, and know how to do something, probably be, the best way to run a business.
Best way to run a business. How many people are in your dad's business? How many?
There's quite a few, I'd say, between, like 60 and 80-ish.
Okay. That's a lot. So it eases employees. So you ever heard of the book Traction?
Have I heard of it?
Yep.
No.
All right, Gino Wickman is the guy. Actually met him last fall. He's a good dude. Can you guys read any of this? I got 3 markers that don't work, but it's okay. I can't talk because my mouth's falling apart, man. Why did you guys bring me in, man? I'm just ruining your day. So we got Traction. Dave, do you own a dry erase bar? Traction is the name of the first book. The second book is called Rocket Fuel. And there's other stuff, but it's called the EOS system, Entrepreneurs Operating System. This is probably, again, I didn't have any background in business and all that, and I can't read, but I can blaze through audiobooks. Because again, business is a sport to me. How can I know more? How can I be a step ahead of the competition? How can I put my team in the best position? How can I get myself, to where I want to be faster? Well, I know. Every time I get in the car, as much as I love music, I never got in the car, turned on an audiobook, and I'll be at 1.75 speed. Double speed for it, it's too fast. So it's 1.75, but I can get through the book faster. It keeps my attention more, but also too, I'm using that drive time to where I've never listened to an audiobook on business, leadership, anything like that, or something that I'm trying to be the expert in. So a book, you could get an audiobook, accounting for dummies or something like that, right? Doesn't make you a dummy, right? But it's accounting for kindergartners, right? So whatever I'm trying to be the best at, that's what I try to get every audiobook I can, digest it as quickly as possible. But of hundreds and hundreds of books that I've but listened to, this is the one I come back every year. And I would say that this is, especially 60, we are finally implementing this officially with our team. I've been trying to just, make it happen. So when you are leading a team, right? So think about, or you're leading your marketing club, you're leading the track team, you can't just, you don't just go force it, right? You got to talk hey, what if we won conference this year? Hey, what if we, extended practice for just 10, 15 more minutes to try and get a little more extra work, outdo the competition, whatever it might be. You can't, if you force it, people are going to resist naturally, right? If I came in and started forcing, George came in to start forcing you to do stuff, right? Completely different result if he's hey, what do you guys think? What if we all did this? Do you think that this would be something that we could all benefit from, right? So this, first thing they say, you got to get everybody on board. Don't take 7 years like me to be I'll just keep telling them, and then they'll get on board. And then in the Rocket Fuel, they have a survey. It's called Visionary or Integrator. I'm the visionary, off the charts. I'm talking 10 years from now, man, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, right? I can see things that aren't there. But don't ask me to explain to you how I got here, what roads I followed, or don't ask me what I said 5 seconds ago kind of thing. So the integrator on our team is a guy named Pat Dalzer. He speaks Schleicher. So I say, hey, Pat, what about this? No. What about this? What? No. I got ideas. Can you guys tell that I just idea every split second? I can't shut it off. But he's here to say no. Talking about business. Why do a lot of businesses go under? Money doesn't buy happiness. It just buys all the stuff, right? If you don't have money in business, game over, right? So think of like the game clock only ends in business when you're out of money, right? So like when businesses file bankruptcy, that now there's a lot of different things you can file bankruptcy and a shell. There's different things. So again, accountants would help you do that legally, right? Attorneys, like if you need to like say, hey, part of this business. So Carson, like for example, say you got of these 60, 80 employees, 20 of them are with like part of like a offshoot, like maybe you bought another business and that other business is just not working, right? So you gotta dissolve that, try to hopefully keep the people, how can we create jobs for these people over here or something, there's different things like that. But the integrator basically helps the visionary stop saying yes to everything, right? I'm the luckiest man alive that I accidentally was forced into business. So that's the only reason I have any concept of money, business, accounting, being organized, having a plan. Like I don't know why I'd be in a ditch somewhere without accidentally being where I'm at. So this is something too. Why is it important to take the survey? Especially if you are going into business or you are looking to work for a business. Is it important to know what personality you are? What's your gift? Right? And there's visionary, integrator, and there's in between. And you need all of them. Right? I'm the visionary, Dollars is the integrator. I got 3 integrators. So they can all step in and tell me no. Tell me to settle down. So, but I would say traction and rocket fuel, like that would be the first step. And like, again, like I would read it multiple times. If you go online, they have like the whole tool, they call it like their toolkit. And it pretty much just knocks everything out. And, obviously if you need to, you can like hire, they have different like coaches that can help you implement that in the business and all that. That might be something cool to talk to, I don't know if George knows a coach, maybe like one of those like the EOS coaches that could come and talk to you guys. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on business that is more theory, right? I don't get, like my book, anything I try to read, I don't care about theory. I want to hear from people who like lived it, did it, messed it up. So Gino Wickman, his dad built this giant real estate business. His dad was a visionary, had all these great ideas, but couldn't put all of them into action. Gino, his son, was the integrator, and this is what he didn't know this yet, but why that business did so well, why he has such a passion for this concept is because his dad couldn't keep his hands out of the cookie jar, right? Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, it's fine. We'll make our money back in 10 years, blah, 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 right? So does this make any sense? Am I just rambling on? So it's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Lainey, what we got?
Mine would probably be, I'm in the middle of trying to find an internship, so my question would probably be like, what's the right internship to start with? Or how to find the right internship.
Okay, and you're a sophomore? Okay. What kind of feedback have you been getting so far? So if you try to go for an internship or you just kind of haven't really started yet?
I applied to like a few, but I haven't really received any feedback.
Okay. Is that normal? My wife, this is after she got her master's. She had her bachelor's from John Carroll, master's from CSU. She kept a list of everywhere she applied. It's like the 100th application. I can't talk to you, my mouth is so dry. Dave, can you fix this in the video? All right, cool. Can you make me someone else in the video? Sorry, guys. So think of it like it took her 100 attempts, and it was a temp job. You know what I mean? So it wasn't even a full-time gig. But that got her in the door. Great companies, Dealer Tire. And then while she was at Dealer Tire, the application she put in Avery Dennison. So Avery Dennison is, great company around here. She got hired full-time Avery Dennison. Since then, she's been promoted a whole bunch of times, and she's in human resources. but now, I mean, she just last week she was in Boston, going to visit that plant. Then she was in Tennessee recently, and then Cleveland's kind of like the headquarters now for Erie, even though they're global. So she's not traveling far away, but she's going downtown Cleveland, and they're doing their leadership meetings and all that stuff like that. So there's a lot of great opportunity around. I just think of the cliche things, the Progressives, the Avery Denizens, the Lubrizol, the Swagelock, Cleveland Clinic, UH. I mean, because even think like Cleveland Clinic, UH, maybe you don't think sports, but who helps injured athletes, right? Or, there's always a business element. There's always an accounting element to everything, right? There's accountants everywhere. So I would just try as best you can. What you know is cool. Who you are, is that better? Right? Our most recent person we brought on our team, her name is Lori. 0 background. No one on our team was actually supposed to be in our industry. We all come from completely different backgrounds, and we're in a situation where, stars align, and here we are. I knew that Lori, knowing nothing, if for some reason I had to leave the industry, I could give her all my money, all my insurance, all my business, all my trust, because I knew that she would not do anything until she found the right thing for me, right? So again, it's go back to the kindergarten ethics, the things you're taught in kindergarten. That's how you win. Trust, right? Social capital. If you don't have a lot of financial capital, I had $18. And everybody I knew was from high school and college, and we were all broke. We were all living in our parents' or grandparents' basements. We were all broke, okay? So, but I knew enough people to keep, building my business, building those relationships, right? So trust is the main thing. So internship, as best you can, I would, instead of making a list of companies, don't think of a company as a company. Think of a company as a group of people, right? Think about the people that you know, like, and trust that you would want to spend your time with, right? So when I go to the office, I'm having a blast because I love the people I'm with, right? They're my family away from my family, okay? So just who do you trust? Because the people you trust, most likely they're going to say one of two things. Lainey, this internship, you're great. You don't want to be here right now. It's toxic. Things are falling apart. Not a good time. Is that good to know, right? And last thing I'll say, does anybody have any success on internships that they could help Lainey with? Evelyn? Yep. Anybody else? Carson? Okay. So we can talk to Evelyn. I can spell Evelyn. Evelyn. Yes. All right. Carson? So again, the answer to your questions about life, you have the people already, right? Is this making sense? See how it's all coming back? We always go searching outward for someone, something else, someone else, but someone we know and trust and cares about us. They're going to be that's how you get ahead in life. That's how you don't have to wait 100+ applications later, right? There's one intern that we brought on. He's going to be starting in June. Now, he had to go through the process, right, to get approved as the intern. He had already had the position, and because it was my buddy Massimo from Leadership Lake County that I graduated with back in 2019. So Massimo sends me somebody. Is that just some random person, or is that basically my own family member? It's my own person that I trust Massimo so much that I know he's not going to send me somebody who is garbage, right? His worst referral is better than 99.9% of the referrals I could get from the rest of the population of complete strangers. Does that make sense? Okay. Sweet. All right, Evelyn.
My question is, what skills or tips do you think are important to have in
Okay, what skills?
Or tips, yeah.
What skills? Now this came up, who was talking to George about it? Okay, what was the guy's name? Ryan Garcia. I live under a rock. If it's not what I do every single day, if it's not the Wall Street Journal, if it's not something that has to do with my kids or my team's kids or anything like that, I don't pay attention to it because I'm just doing my thing, all right? So Ryan Garcia is a UFC fighter?
No, he's just a boxer, yeah.
Not just he's the boxer, baby, right? All right, so my son, my one buddy, he actually boxed at Strong Style with like Stipe and all that. He was one of my, again, social capital, buddies with my younger brother in high school. And I see him at the gym a couple years ago, and he's boxing, he's doing his thing, and I didn't know, right? But, so he gave JJ, my son, some boxing lessons, and, JJ always loved to kind of run up and punch Dad. After he got some boxing lessons, it was like no more, because he knew, like, okay, get the whole body into it. So just, whether you're a boxer or not, so what did he do? What did he do that basically said, just, remember talking about, like, tell me I can't, tell me never, tell me it's impossible. So what did he do?
He bet like $2 million on himself. And then he ended up winning the fight. So he bet on himself to win, and he won like I think like 12 million from that.
Okay. So question. $12 million, $2 million, right? Most people don't have $2 million to put on themselves. I had $18, but I put that $18 on myself, right? There's many times that I doubted myself, but like, watch me. I felt like such a failure coming out of college. I couldn't find a job that I was supposed to have using a degree. You know what I mean? I wasn't successful. There weren't people waiting to hire me after graduation. Like, I'm in my grandma's basement. My car's breaking down in people's driveways when I'm trying to talk about business. Like, and I can't get out of their driveway. It's like, this is terrible, right? And but so think of like, it's not the money. No matter how much money he wants, he's probably not sad that he got that money, right? But if you got $2 million to bet on yourself, he's not hurting for money, right? At that point, money will never make you happy, right? It'll make you feel secure, right? It'll help take anxiety away because it's like this cushion, right? It's like this thing that helps you in case something bad happens and you need it. There is how do you want to call it? Like fulfillment. What are we looking for? Happiness, joy. There is something to be said when it's you against the world. There's certain times, even today, tomorrow, there's certain times where it's like, it feels like the world is against you. Have you ever felt that way? Be honest. Right? And if you haven't felt it yet, it's coming. But just, if we're honest, right? Remember I was talking to George, right? Use your words, use your man, or like just, oh man, everybody's making me mad today, right? So bet on yourself. That would be numero uno. Okay? So what skills and tips? Here's the big thing. Is a lot of people, myself included, I'm reading all these books, and I'm searching for this what. Like, what do I need? What is this what? This thing I need to know, this magical phrase. What's up, buddy? How we doing? Stop. Are we done?
No,
Class is
you're
over?
good. Do whatever you gotta do.
Hey, buddy. Talking about betting on yourself and social capital. But the skills, remember about who? If I can trust you, is that a skill? I don't care what you know. I do not care. All those video guys and gals, no one's better than Dave. Let's be serious. They might have had more skills and more training and more expertise and more years of blah, 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 right? There's textbook and there's real life. There's what you know and there's who you are, right? So if some other video person says, hey, I can do video for you, I'm not saying that they might be able to do it. I'm not saying that they're a bad person, but the skill that Dave has with me is trust. So is trust a skill? Loyalty, honesty, right? It is hard to be honest, especially when it's bad news. Do companies, businesses go out of business because somebody didn't want to deliver bad news?
Yeah.
Right? Part of it is, as humans, we don't like it, right? Also, too, talking about what internship to go to, what company, what group of people to work with. The culture, if it's toxic, that's what happens. Because I can't, if I know, okay, well, Carson needs to know this, right? He's taking over his dad's business. I know I can help him. We got to fix, we have a problem in this sector, in this part of the industry, right? Interest rates went up, inflation, like, we got to do something. Talk to our accounting people. They're saying we got to do something. I don't want to go to Carson, right? This is hypothetical, it's not real. Okay, this is not really you. But Carson's evil twin, right? I don't want to go to him. He's not going to use his words and manners, right, George?
That's right. So,
and at that, do I have a relationship with him? If I don't have trust in him, if I can't go to him with the worst news ever, like, can you go to your best friend with the worst news ever? Is that who you go to, right? Closest family member, best friend, someone you trust. That's what you want at work, right? So a skill is, first off, being the good Carson, not the evil Carson, but also finding ways to get creative to, like, hey, my wife says I'm too loyal, right? So I would say loyalty is a skill, right? But if someone is breaking your trust on a regular basis, it's always someone else's fault, like, they gotta go, right? I made that mistake, and it almost cost me my entire dream, my entire future. The entire team was just, because what it was, I was the evil Carson. When it came to this one specific person, he had a magical spell on me to basically spin what happened a certain way to be like, oh, that makes sense, right? And it crossed into, so here's what's tough, right? The friend zone, well, you're the friend zone. In your career, in your business, can you still fall into the friend zone? Where it was like, basically, me and him weren't teammates anymore, trying to help build a team, take care of people. We were buddies, right? Again, talking about best friends, family members. Like, I know I have those family members, those friends, to where if they weren't my friend, if they weren't my family member, I wouldn't be hanging out with them, right? But it's like, well, that's just so and so. They're just, that's just what they do. That's their thing, right? So be careful of building trust, building relationship, but, like, be careful if that relationship is blinding you to what's really happening in your career and your business, okay? Hunter, we out of time already? 12, man. All right, cool. Look at us go. Yeah, let's finish up with it. So I want to know what each of you thinks would be, like, the number one skill. So if you're going to go, you don't need a degree to be ready to take over the world, right? How many, like, famous people are like, oh, they didn't have a degree, they dropped out of high school, they dropped out of college, right? So first off, the person is always more powerful than the paper. Your degree, your resume, could you just tear that thing in half? Because you're stronger, you're better, right? That piece of paper is, again, it's something that can help you, but it can't do the job for you. It can't find anything for you. So let's go. Lainey, what would you say number one skill if I was like, you know what, Lainey, I got an opportunity for you. I know. I can't believe it either. It's that amazing. It's that amazing. So he's already excited. So they said, you know what? I need you to drop out of school. I know you have track. I love track too, but track's got to go. But it's going to be the best career and business opportunity of your life. But I got to tell him, like, what's your number one skill that makes you unique, that is unique to you, that we can kind of sell them on bringing you on board.
Probably time management.
Okay. Time management. Time management is skill. Remember talking about being late? I never mean to disrespect anybody, right? I'm very blessed. My parents are like, be respectful, right? Be respectful, be respectful. Problem is, I have my ADD, I have no internal clock. Talking about diving into books and subjects, I'm like, this makes sense. If you have ADD, you have no internal clock. There's now and not now. There's like the feeling, when I'm talking about like, hey, where are we at, man? Like, I don't have any idea. Okay, so thank you for keeping me on track. So time management, that's a gift. That's a skill, right? And more importantly, is it something that when you are good with your time, do people respect that? People value that, right? So if any of you, you're like, I have to get, whether it's, I need this help with this project for school, I need help, getting this sale for my business to the client, like it just something like, talking about accounting, okay? I wasn't worried about my accountant, getting up to the deadline with no sleep for the last 3 months, right? I knew she'd get it done, right? Because she had good time management. So, all right, you're officially hired. Skill, time management. Do they teach you time management in school? Okay. Sort of, kind of, sort of. Is this kind of all a game, right? So, will they go? You don't have to go to class. You don't have to. You don't have to be on time, right? But this is a game, a sport. College is a sport to get you ready for, can I operate on my own in the real world? Can I be somewhere on time because I said I'd be? Does that make sense? Okay. All right, Carson. Great opportunity. I mean, Dad's not gonna have it. Well, it's gonna help you with your dad's business down the road. Okay, but wrestling's got to go. School's got to go. What's your number one unique skill, man? What do we got?
I don't know, I guess, it could be good or bad, but I feel like, I'm either all in or all out.
Okay.
Something I'm super interested in,
Okay.
I put a lot of effort into it, pretty disciplined when it comes to, something I'm serious about.
Gotcha. Help me, because again, I'm not good. The best I can speak, but I'm not good with words. Like, so all in, all out. Like, what would you guys call that? Determination? All good? Never gives up. You say that? Big part of wrestling, right?
I guess.
Let's see how much you can take. Can you pretty much starve yourself? Can you pretty much just get to a weight and then basically put your body and your body through hell, right? And then go wrestle somebody else and just see if you survive, right? Just complete exhaustion, right? So, yep, we're almost done. Good? All right, sorry. George, you're so cute. Cool. Same thing. All in, all out. That's definitely. Would you guys say that that's something you would want on your team, part of your business? Yep. All right, Hunter.
I would say leadership.
Okay. Is leadership a lifetime commitment? Think about there are certain leaders, right? They're great leaders, and then they do something that just their legacy is forever tarnished, right? They make a poor decision, and so leadership is doing the hardest thing, the right thing, every time just pretty much indefinitely, right? You're a leader till you die. Okay, cool. Micah. Okay. Work long hours. Can other people work long hours? So, but can you work like basically? Now I would still say that's like work long. So like,
Effectively, like work effectively, more efficient.
Yeah.
So just take the time away.
yeah, efficient endurance. How's that? Get that cross country endurance. So we'll call it efficiency and endurance. Again, so like think about like it was for me, my competition. I wasn't better than them. I was nice about in the business world. It's not like the sport you're playing. Like I'm sitting at a desk. Right? I'm not gonna like pass out because I'm trying to like break, 4-minute mile, right? So I'm not gonna just, my body is not gonna break down from doing paperwork. So, Renell, how about you, buddy?
Really just like the ability to thrive under pressure.
Okay. Thrive under pressure. Will you forever be under pressure? Always. Will you be under more pressure every day you move forward? Are you ready for it? Yeah. Yeah. The one thing this is my aha moment turning 40 is life gets harder every day, but it gets better, right? It gets harder, but there's more fulfillment, happiness, joy. Life is not easier now that I have a bigger team. Life is not easier now that I have a family. Life is not it's not easier, right? But it's better. Don't seek easy, seek better. That makes sense? So, but dude, when the pressure's on, we need you, right? So, Evelyn, do you feel like you got, let's get yours.
Organizational skills.
Okay. Can't spell. Organization. Yep. So, time management, organization. Like, I've spent thousands of dollars on, just trying little hacks to help me get, more on task so that way George isn't ready to yell at me, like, outside the window, like, right? So, I hear you, buddy. I hear you. But this is what's cool here. Organization, time management. Renell, remember we were talking about, is the answer you seek in this room? Will it always be in this room? Right? Will it be in every room you're in? Right? Humans are amazing. They will surprise you. You just gotta tap into that social capital, bet on yourself, and have fun. So last thing I'm gonna say, there's a poem called it's Success by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's hanging in my grandpa's office, and when he passed away, like it just kind of hit me in the face. Like it's the whole poem, but the last line is to know one life has breathed easier because you lived. This is to have succeeded. So my challenge to you is just go out and make one other person's life a little easier because you lived, but more importantly, because you led, all right? Because you used what was your gift to the world and had fun with it. George, I'm shutting you up. Promise.
Good.
Shut me down. All right, cool.